Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Lillian Coley, and this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj tonight and how some of the things that are happening to her, we need to pay real attention because it's things like this that she's saying in her reports, and I know some of it's for purposes, but some of it's true, y'all. I know it's true because some of us, like me and other people I know, we got similar issues and things going on. Let's talk about it, everybody. This is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. And yeah, I wanted to come back on to do the questions. Some of you guys had questions from that News Week article or whatever kind of article it was, and you just wanted to talk about it. And it's not a big deal. But let's do it, everybody. So I wanted to play a couple things, and I want you guys to pay attention. If Nicki Minaj is going through some of the things she's going through at her level, what is that to say about some of us other women at the different levels, lower level, different levels, whatever you want to call it? I think that some of the things that's happening to her and what we've been reading in reports needs to be looked at. I'm calling on some men, real men in the community, real men in this country who have power and authority for real, who we can respect. I'm asking you to look into some of this stuff and keep your eyes open. And if you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. Now, there's a couple things that happen, right? She's making claims, and I believe her about her not being paid, and she's calling out names. Some of the names that she's calling out, or the main name she's calling out, that person has done stuff with other people. Well, y'all know who it is. But at the end of the day, the whole point is for you and I to understand why some of the things are happening to me. I'm going to be coming on to talk about what I went through. She has went through stuff. I mean, they didn't send the police to her house. You talking about low down dirty, and I know some of the stuff that happened to her was probably done by the same person who did some stuff up. Because there's two major people. Something's wrong, right? You waking up or you can't go to sleep unless you do something to hurt somebody. But at any rate, I wanted to come on to talk about that. So I want to see first who's out there and what we need to talk about because I did say I want to talk about some things. I want us to get it all out for us to embrace what we need to embrace and also to be, y'all can be clear. I don't want nobody, I'm not going to be living in no lie, everybody. I'm going to live in the truth. I can have my sleep at night. I can do what I need to do for my life. I'm going to live in peace, right? I'm not going to be living in somewhere in a bubble. So, yeah, today was a day for me to come on and talk about that. So, let me just look at one of the things that one of the, the, the reports, I should say, that they gave on the characteristic of these individuals. And the authorities need to be looking too. If it smells like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And people don't really change their playbook too much because they don't know nothing else. So if they're doing the same things with different women, particularly around the country, I need you guys to look and do something about it because it's going to be a problem. When you start doing stuff to women, and she's in a high place, everybody. If this kind of stuff is happening to her, then it's happening to all of us. But I do want to thank her publicly for helping me and my godson and just keeping awareness and keeping things out in the open because the devil never wants to be caught. He don't. He want everything being a secret. It ain't gonna be that, y'all. So at any rate, let me just go in here and look and see this one report I wanted to share with you guys, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, everybody, I just feel like we need to support each other. We need to support each other, and we also need to make sure people who are doing stuff that's wrong is accountable. So this is the first one I'm going to play. This is Ticket TV. He's talking about another black lady talking about how this individual did the same thing to her boyfriend and how we're comparing that now with Nicki, going through the Nicki Minaj. She compares it. Myself, is going through stuff similar. My godson's a male, but he's going through it because, baby daddy drama, probably. But the whole point is the person and their playbook doesn't change. So let's just go ahead and see what's going on, y'all, because I just think it's really telling, and we need to be really keeping our eyes open. All right, so let me change this because I don't want to be. That's like I need to see that better, and then I think. Do it that way, then you don't see it. This way is kind of too small. All right, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if this works. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can see it. But let me just start playing. This is Ticket TV talking about this breaking news.
Colin Kaepernick accused Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and Desiree Perez of orchestrating smear campaigns against both Kaepernick and Nicki Minaj.
I do
Her
read that.
allegations, which have sparked significant online discussion, center on claims that Roc Nation collaborated with the NFL to undermine Kaepernick's protest against racial injustice and Popo one-time
I remember that.
brutality. Now, drawing parallels to what she describes as similar tactics used against Nicki Minaj. Now, Kaepernick became a polarizing figure in 2016 when he began kneeling during the U.S. national anthem to protest systemic racism and 12 brutality. His actions ignited a nationwide debate, prompting some athletes to join the protest while drawing criticism from others, including NFL leadership. The NFL faced declining TV ratings and strained sponsor relationships, with many attributing the backlash to Kaepernick's activism. Now, by 2017, Kaepernick was unsigned by any team, leading to accusations of blackballing by the league. He later settled a collusion grievance with the NFL in 2019, though the terms remain confidential. In August of 2019, Jay-Z's entertainment company, Roc Nation, entered a high-profile partnership with the NFL, valued at over $25 million over 5 years. The deal positioned Roc Nation as the league's live music entertainment strategist, overseeing events like the Super Bowl halftime show and contributing to the NFL's quote-unquote Inspire Change social justice initiative. The announcement came 3 years after Kaepernick's initial protest, at a time when his absence from the league remained a continuous issue.
So y'all remember that when Tabernacle was a football player, was kneeling down, and there was a protest about him kneeling for social injustices. How about that, everybody? And people had a problem with it. But at anywho, he did it. And his girlfriend now is saying that the same things that Jay-Z and Desiree Perez did to Nicki Minaj, and the boomerang, the manipulation, the, I guess, taking funds and all this other, the same stuff, maybe not taking funds from Tabernacle, but same type of stuff was with them, with Tabernacle, and how he had all these pressures, right, to deal with racial impartial and inequality. And here you have a person that should be trying to support that or help that or whatever that, something in a good note, went against him. So it's the same thing that Nicki Minaj is going through right now. And we got to take heed. Take heed to what's happening, everybody. And the only way you're going to take heed is to stand up and do something about it. And then I know everybody can't do everything. I get it. But at some point, we as a community got to figure out what we can do more than just coming on YouTube and talking about it. You can do stuff in your community. So here we have that happened to them. You already know our story. I'm going to come back and tell even more details about the following, the coming to the house, the, trying to get in the house, the whole thing, but also some of the things that happened in the courtroom. Crazy stuff, y'all. Crazy. So at the end of the day, it is very interesting to me to see all this happening. So yeah, I'm thankful for all of you guys that is online. I came back because I know you guys wanted to talk about, y'all said y'all had questions and things like that. And I want to talk about it. I want to make sure we're engaging, that this is not just another, what they say, dog and pony show. So this was the first video I wanted to show regarding the Tabernacle guy, his girlfriend. I guess they're still together. I'm not sure. She's saying the same playbook that happened to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, they were sending the police to her house, faking stuff. They're trying to do nasty stuff now. Why? Because she's big and she knows what she's doing. I mean, why? Even before all this, because I'm a right and wrong person. Why would you need to be worried about what's going on in her house and why she getting so big? I mean, jealousy is really a very horrible attribute, everybody. And I think that her being a Black woman has a lot to do with what's going on with her. I do. Because I feel like some of the stuff that's happened to me has happened and they got away with it. The court, Jay-Z, these other people that's involved, that I'm saying that my allegations are, to me, If it wasn't for me being black, I think maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? This might be different. I hope not. But at the end of the day, some of the things that happened, I don't think they would have got away with it with other people. And here you have Nicki Minaj at a $1 million level, way $1 million level, high up there, going through this. And she's going through this in front of everybody because he wanted to use his power. People wanted to use their power and influence in a negative way. But why? Why can't you be ethical? I mean, I don't know, everybody. Somebody talk back to me. Somebody talk back. Y'all know I need some conversation. I'm going to go over here and look and see what's going on over in, what do they call, YouTube land. And I'm going to play another video. But I wanted to come on and see if you guys had questions. So I know sometimes y'all have questions about stuff. And I don't want you to think I'm running from something, because I'm not. I'm going to let it all out on the table. You'll hear stuff and see stuff. There's just like so much going on. You don't even know where to start. Because you have things that are with the Kim Porter. You have stuff with Aaliyah. You got stuff with that other young lady that died that they said was pregnant. They were talking about her the other day. It's just a lot. And these kind of things going on. So I'm over here trying to see what's happening. Just checking everybody to see what's going on. We can talk about what we got to talk about. I can't think of the young lady's name. What was the young lady's name? Kathy White. That's her name. Kathy White, Kim Porter, Aaliyah. It's like a lot of black women. The stuff that kind of like got messy. And then you have the black man. And in this case, I guess a Mexican woman. Maybe somebody got narcissism going on. I don't know. Seems like it. But the whole point is, why can't you handle this in a business matter? If you're a real business person, why can't we handle this in a business matter? That's the part that I'm troubled with. That you would get to a place in your life and you got to be low down and kind of dirty. Not kind of, but real dirty. Right? So yeah, I just want to know. I did want to say, I don't know if there was anything else y'all had questions on. Yeah, thank you, Kathy White. Was any other questions about anything? But I know the last thing was that U.S. Weekly article. And I think my godson did put a statement out. And I guess I'll just read it, as I wanted to go over and see what was going on Twitter. But I don't really have a Twitter account. But at the end of the day, let's see how we can get over there. Let me just check, y'all, because there is something I was trying to do. So I wanted to make sure that I get everything in, because y'all know I don't like to stay on here too long. I like to break it up because I figure longer videos is hard for people to sit down and watch it. But I'm doing good, Google, too. Thank you so much. Kathy White was her name. And then, but look, what do you guys think? Y'all think that some of the stuff that's happened to Nicki Minaj is because she's a black female and that somebody's brushing it off? Because if she's owed money or whatever the circumstances is, and she has quite a few circumstances, not just the money thing. You got people that are genuinely doing nasty stuff. If you're sending the police to her home and all this other stupid stuff because you got issues. I don't get that. So yeah, Damori did an interview with BJ Investigates. Rock Nation struck her challenge to remove the interview. She got it back up. Well, good for her, because I think, wasn't that before? Because I think that the whole thing was that, I'm not sure of all the details, but we're going to keep Damori. I mean, come on now. If somebody does that to their own daughter, right? What do you think's going to happen to you and I if we get in the person's path? And me and my godson has been in people's path for a minute. Back then, y'all, we didn't know what we know now. That there was this drama going on behind the scene in people's lives where they were doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing. But I wanted to look at this other video. This other video was a young lady. She talked about the Nicki Minaj stuff too. And I thought it was interesting. So I wanted to play it and then get y'all feedback on the other side. So let's see how to share this. And I'm only going to do like 2 minutes. We're not going to do too much. Yeah, here we are. So let's see how that looks over here. Let me go back over here. Okay. And then I want to do something like this. or maybe like this, something like that, y'all. And then just play it. I just want to play a couple clips and see what y'all think. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on, everybody.
Again, it's been taken down. But I have some other videos on surprise witness as well. But this lawsuit makes allegations of very serious retaliation. This is the daughter, Demore Hadley, formerly Demore Perez. She's the daughter of the CEO of Rock Nation. She's suing the CEO of Rock Nation. She's also suing Rock Nation for like really egregious allegations, okay? And this is all to be sorted out in court. Now, I interviewed her, and now the interview's gone and down. She has done other interviews. I do encourage you to try and go and watch them while they remain up. But Nicki Minaj has absolutely had it, okay? About 3 or so hours after I published the interview at issue, that's been taken down, hopefully it's gonna come back up, but within a few hours of the publication of that interview, Nicki Minaj was tweeting. She tweets this one right here on June 19th. All sounds so familiar. Trying to tear a husband away from his wife and family with lies and friends in high places. Yuck. No more distractions. And I'm like, all right, maybe, you know, people are like, oh, she's just talking about Demore. She's talking about Demore. And I'm like, maybe. I'm just ready for people to drop names at this point. Use the @ if you want me to get out of bed. You know what I mean? Well, it wasn't long before Nicki Minaj was trying to tweet. She was tweeting hashtag justice for Dem. Hashtag justice for Dem was used in the lawsuit filings. They were trying to get a gag order against Demore, and then ultimately they did get one. But, you know, this was all kind of going on. And then here's Nicki Minaj. She's like, look, they're running a AstroTurf. She says, Barb's, the 20th. Save all info on every time you get flagged or suspended and what platform it's on. ... Or just 3 dots, whatever, ellipses. Then this person said they won't let me post anything related to her. Hashtag justice for Dem. And this purports to be a screenshot where it says post not sent. We're sorry. We weren't able to send your post.
So y'all gotta pay attention now, because this is saying a lot. And I'm gonna leave on this. We'll do another video in a nutshell. I want to thank Nicki Minaj, first of all, for being such a great support, and 50 Cent. And I guess I can call out 50. 50, we need you. We need a real black man who's strong, who's not doing like some of these other people are doing. And we need you to protect the women to the best of your ability, or at least expose stuff about people doing stuff against black women in the industry here or anywhere. In this case, we're talking about Nicki Minaj because she has been a very supportive person in the community. She's been supportive to me and my family. But even before that, even if she hadn't done that at all, she still deserves to get the right thing. And when people are being bombarded by a bully, or people who are narcissistic and evil, or whatever you want to call them, when they're wrong, the other people around need to do and say something. One of the things that John Lewis said, he said, when you see something, say something. You can't always just walk away from what's wrong. Now, what you're going to do, I don't know. There's different things you can do. You can deal with your local community and making sure there's a light shined on things that are considered to be unlawful, everybody. And then there's other things you can do to support her so that this narrative will not come to your house. Like she said, if this kind of stuff is happening to her at her level, then that means it can happen to anybody. And I think it's because she's a black woman. I do. And I'm glad we have our other sisters from other nationalities supporting her, because we know it's not a black thing. I'm not trying to make it a black thing at all. But I'm saying that sometimes black women don't get this kind of support they need to get from black men and men in general, particularly black men, y'all. I'm just going to keep it real. And I think she needs support. So I need you guys that's out there, particularly you men who are powerful and may not be in the limelight. I need you to step up and do something, please. We're going to come back and talk about this more. I just wanted to get on here just briefly and talk about this because I felt it was important. I don't see any questions. I'm glad that most of the questions and stuff that you guys had for me last time I was on has been answered. And if it hasn't, you can still send it to me. We're still waiting and moving along. We know that God is going to give us victory. That's a fact, everybody. So we just have to walk in it, and it's not going to come easy. So I think I did get one question. It said Girls That Legal did a live 2 days ago talking about it too. Yeah, good. She has been reading the case. Can you clarify what has been going on around Jay-Z having to respond to Ramirez's case? So, in a nutshell, Ramirez's case that he has right now is not about paternity. Paternity is the underlying issue of his case. Ramirez is fighting against other things, emotional distress, and some of the, what he believed, fraudulent behavior that was used to block him from getting paternity closure. Will he sometime get, will he will he be able to get that later? It's always a possibility that the judge will say, and now what you want, or what do you want to go do from here? But the first thing he has to do is deal with how he was treated, y'all. The due process piece, the emotional distress, the blockings and using the system, or what they call loopholes. It's really fraud to block somebody from having their day in court or their ability to file in court. So that's where we are right now on the first part. So that what happens is when you have evidence, right? When the evidence is there, people can ask for damages to talk about what they need to talk about in terms of how they were injured by somebody. That's what's going on right now. So yeah, God is going to do a great thing. He didn't bring us as far to leave us. I'm very thankful for all of you guys for praying for us and being there for us, because it's not easy. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. We'll come and continue to talk about what we've been through. But I want you guys to rally around Nicki Minaj. If someone at that level is going through all the things she's been through, that would mean that people like myself and others will go through even the worst. You need to talk to your local officials, talk to your local people who help this kind of problem. Y'all know who they are, and ask them to look into stuff. Don't let them just, if you, especially if you have the ability to have someone looked into, because there is some circumstances or situations, please do it, everybody. So there's a lot of ways you can do stuff to empower the community besides looking at videos and clicking and doing all this stuff is beautiful. Sharing it is beautiful because it gives people information that helps them, it helps them. But in our case here, it's so much bigger. Now, I know there's other stuff that's out that I wanted to do. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. But in a nutshell, we have Demori. That video, like you said, is back up. And we're going to pray for Demori because what she's been through, that's horrible, y'all. It's embarrassing. It's horrible. It's frightening to some degree. But thank God, a lot of us have overcome some of the fears of life and have courage because we've learned to do that. Do we want to be in that space all the time? Absolutely not. We want to be free and calm, cool, and collective and all that good stuff like everybody else. But sometimes you get into a place where you have to do something. When you see something, say something. When you see something, do something. So was there any other questions or comments? I know I had a list of questions that people were asking, but I was waiting for those folks to get online. Most of it was about some of the stuff that we've been through. And like I said, we didn't know that this case was going to be like it is today when we were doing it back then, when people were showing up at the house. When I heard somebody say they were trying to get in, 2 men came to the back of my house, and one of them said, just like before, and the other one said, it's going to be hard to get in there. That's what happened, y'all, to the back of my house while I was in the office working. And it was in the evening, and this time of the year was fall. So I've seen stuff. I've heard stuff. I've experienced stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what's really the problem? And then you start figuring it out. People have some kind of addiction in breaking the law and thinking they are above it. And we live in a country where that's just not so. And the only people who are going to make that work well is us. But right now you see Nicki Minaj going through what she's going through. And I need you guys just to pray for her, but support her on the platforms. If you can do something, if you're in a position to do something, political position, a government position, whatever you're in, to do something that's fair and right. I'm not asking you to do anything that's wrong. Do it, please. And again, I want to thank 50 Cent for helping us out as well when we were going through. I said, will you go on other platforms for interview? Absolutely. I will. So just hit me up. I think y'all have my email, Lily Lillie .coley@gmail.com, lily.coley@gmail.com. Of course, I'm going to be talking about what I need to talk about because I have to. I ain't got no choice. I mean, I do, but I don't. So I'm going to make sure that people like her, Nicki, do not have to deal with stuff by themselves. They're not alone. We got to stick together, y'all. That's how we got through that Me Too movement. I don't know where the Me Too movement is right now. Where is it at, everybody? Where did it go? We need to find Me Too and YouTube, everybody together. Just saying. So I don't like to stay on long, but who knows? I'm gonna keep talking. See if anybody have questions. I did have another video that we did Ticket TV. We did the young lady. Now this one here is a really good video of Nicki. I think most of you guys probably saw it already, but let me see here, and then I'll let you guys go. Which one is this? This one is this. Yeah, this was another video that I thought was good. It's a short one, and then it does talk about what she's been going through as well. I need you guys to just continue to support her.
So Nicki Minaj, out of nowhere, started going off on high-powered celebrities. Check this. She tweeted Jay-Z and Desiree. You ruin hip-hop. You ruin football. You ruin basketball. You ruined touring. You ruined Instagram. You ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. She gotta be trolling, I said when I saw this, or a joke. But she went on and on. I'm gonna use some of the money Jay-Z owes me to send some of my barbs to college, pay their school fees and student loans via my Student of the Game charity. We've calculated about 100 to 200 million so far. Jay-Z called me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You're still in my top 5, though. Let's get it in GA. And anyone still calling him HOV will answer to God for blasphemy. Barbs, let's trend Jay-Z again before I go to Twitch or Kick. She reposted this and said, "Oh, is this why he was trending the other day?
Yes, where I'm
I
at.
don't know. I hope all is well. To God be the glory. I'm confused about all this right now, and this isn't even close to done." She continues. So Academics TV posted this about Megan legal case, and Nicki said this. What was the name of that law again? Karma's law. Tough not my anointed law. Vengeance is the Lord's law. We give God the glory, and he's only just begun. Have a blessed day if you can. LOL. The blog's posting lies. Thank you. More money for me. We're working. Thanks. So not only she's going on about Jay-Z, she was also commenting about Megan and Tory case. Oh no, what was that law again? And a bunch of letters I can't make out. Well, she dropped something huge, then dipped, and only been doing IG stories as of making this video. She said, "Wow, Rock Nation CO, Desiree Perez is allegedly abusive. Her daughter Demarie claimed her mother held her against her will and was punching her. This so sad. This not the actions of concerned mother." And after this, she dipped. Fans are saying she going off again. And I'm not talking like just going off. If you've been keeping up with Nicki Minaj life then. That off, she posted. So let me get this straight. Y'all.
I'm going to stop there, everybody, because I think some of you might have saw that. I just wanted to get a tidbit for you guys to, again, support your black women, support your women, period. Men, I need you that if something is wrong, that you do something about it. Don't just walk around with your head in the sand. We need you, please. So right now, I'm gonna sign out on Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil, and my whole point and focus was to come on to give Nicki thanks, 50 Cent thanks, and to show you how certain women, particularly black women, are going through stuff in a high place financially and in the media, going through it in a high place and going through the stuff that is devastating and horrible. Even a daughter of somebody in a high place So you know that they're doing nasty stuff to the everyday people, if you will. I'm always in a high place. Maybe not like the finances like them, but I'm definitely in a high place, right? But my whole point is we need you to stay alert, be diligent, and look for an opportunity to empower the community by speaking up and saying something, particularly with this Nicki Minaj case. Please, everybody. So thank you so much for coming with the Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I look forward to talking to you. I might come back on later on tonight. I don't know. But I'm going to try to stay up with you guys on different little things that are going on. As you know, we're waiting for some different things. We're going to follow the process with our legal case. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to pray for the judge that she don't get, distracted by anything that she didn't get distracted by. And we're going to just keep her before the Lord. And we're going to ask you to pray for other cases around the country where people have been put in place to change people's lives, to do something to enrich people in a good way, right? So be encouraged, everybody. This is Dr. Lily M. Coley. This is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I'm going to sign out. Probably see y'all later on the day or tomorrow. Going to keep y'all abreast on what's happening. Thank you so much. Be encouraged. Be empowered. And know that God loves you. We love you. And we all going to make it. We're not going to leave. We ain't going out like that, y'all. It's going to be a good ending for us, even though sometimes it doesn't always seem that way. It's going to be that way, right? So thank you so much, everybody. Look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.